Breaking news. Windows Central reporter Jez Gordon is a man with a beard, and so am I, and this is a bird. On this exciting episode of Review Tech USA, where technology is reviewed. Occasionally. Maybe. Once in a... And then I don't actually review things. Then I say I'm going to. I don't like birds. Skip it up and that up. Hey, anybody remember the Apple Pippin? That was a console by Apple and Bandai, and it sucked. And it was just a Apple Macintosh computer that you hooked to your TV, and it sucked, and it was really bad, and had a weird controller, and it was not good. But that was a different time with a different Apple, and it seems like Apple's going to try their hand in the console race again. According to Windows Central Jez Gordon, he actually was recently on the Xbox 2 podcast, and he had some interesting information about Apple maybe getting into the console race. Day late and a dollar short, but it's Apple, and if anyone can make it happen, it's Apple. This comes from GamerRant.com. I'll read it to you, then we'll discuss. Birds. Windows Central reporter Jez Gordon recently appeared on an episode of the Xbox 2 podcast where he confirmed that he's been hearing some mumblings about Apple creating its own console. Apparently, the company has been poaching engineers from the Xbox side to help get the console specifications laid out. Gordon insists this rumor has been floating around for a while and that his sources aren't exactly the best or breast. But he believes the rumors are strong enough that a console is certainly something Apple is currently developing. Gordon says he has heard different rumors about the apparent video game console from Apple, but isn't exactly sure if the console will be VR-oriented or if it will include VR at all. He also says that he's heard the console could have some sort of metaverse implementation as well. Gordon claims that Apple explores a ton of different ideas and doesn't know if this console will ever come to fruition or if Apple has canceled it already. This rumor sounds about as strong as a wet fart. When asked who else would want to compete with Apple and other console makers such as Microsoft, Gordon replied that he believes the only company that would be able to go toe-to-toe would be Chinese tech giant Tencent. So, if there is truth to this, first off, shout out to Jez. I'll have a link to his Twitter feed below in the description. Is that what the kids call it? Twitter? Tweet? Bird? Is that what they... Anyway, I'll have a link to his Twitter below in the description. Very nice guy over at Windows Central. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be like, an Xbox Series X or a PlayStation 5. I could see them maybe doing something with augmented reality or VR or virtual reality with birds. They will have birds in virtual reality, and Tim Cook will be holding birds in virtual reality. That's point being, before I go completely off the rails, because I'm filming this at midnight and I am baked out of my face, is I just don't think they're going to have a box that you hook up to the internet and it's going to have a APU inside of it from AMD, and it's going to be playing AAA games at dynamic 4K resolution with high refresh rate. Why am I saying all that? Why don't I just say VRR2 in auto low? I just said all of everything. Auto low latency mode. But it's not just going to be a console. And will anything come to fruition? Just like Jez said, we don't know. We see patents all the time from all different companies where Sony is working on assless chaps for an augmented VR experience. That would be augmented reality, but assless chaps for the PlayStation 5. No, doesn't mean we'll get them, but there is a patent out there just in case Microsoft, Phil Spencer comes out with assless chaps next year that are Xbox assless chaps, and then Sony could be like, oh my God, we had the patent for that first. So you get what I'm saying? Like, they just think of stuff and they just put it out there, and if they think it's worthwhile enough, they'll put a patent on it and they'll experiment, and it may never come to market because it's just a weird time for Apple to want to get into the console space, when I feel like the console space, even though the consoles are selling phenomenally well, we're kind of going into the different phase. But maybe that's what Apple wants to get in on. They want to get in on where you just get an app from Apple and play games on that, AAA games, not like Apple Arcade, and you could just play them anywhere. Maybe that's what they want to do. So it's interesting news. Shout out to Jez Corden once again. And only time will tell. Will we have an Apple console under our TVs in maybe 2023? We'll have to wait and see. Consoles from Apple may happen. Just wanted to let you know. It's Richard Review Tech USA signing out. Have a good one. Stop ruining my show, birds.
Bacana.